Are there real presidents that you looked for inspiration? And I guess it goes without saying you didn't look at the current president for inspiration.
No.
What made you decide to take on this role, particularly in a series, which is really unlike anything you've done before?
Well, I was talking to my agent about doing something in New York, where I live, about for 5, 6 months. What could I do? He said, "Well," I said, "Well, I want to do something," and we talked. Then it segued into say a limited series thing where you could be in the city for 5, 6 months working, blah blah. And so then Eric was introduced to me by my agent, and we spoke, and he was telling me about a project he was thinking of, something that I sounded interesting. And next thing you know, he wrote what you call a treatment, and then I got some episodes, and it was very, very good and well written and smart, intelligent. They wrote about a world that was believable, and so that means everything.
The prerequisite for that character was that everyone trusted him, that he had, had a political career that was characterized by integrity. And so when we started thinking about who that might be, someone who instantly conveys that, someone with whom the viewer has a decades-long relationship, the right gravitas, the right, and if you think back over, Bob's career, no matter what you're into, you can remember something that spoke directly to you that starred Robert De Niro. And so also knowing that he has a social conscience and knowing, what I did know about him was that he was a very well-read, well-studied man. And so in my earliest conversation with Bob, I could have a real dialogue about this. And he recognized instantly that our nation's relationship with the truth is at the heart of a lot of what's wrong with our democracy.
Yeah, we, as noted, I'm in Australia. We often wake up in the morning and find out what President Trump has said overnight. And this morning we've woken up with horror finding about what he said about Ukraine, for example. Yeah. I don't want to so much get you on politics, but this movie seems timed for a particular moment, Robert. What does it tell us about the kind of president that the United States and also the world needs?
Well, I would say that it would be a president like the character that I played, George Mullen. He's being as honest as he can, and when he's not being honest, he's trying to wait for the right time to be forthright, so that other people won't suffer needlessly until it's timed out. He's saying, "Well, I can't let them know now because I want to get this point. Then I will tell them." And I mean, that's to me what a president should be, and that's what we wanted with his character.
Is there a particular character that has most resonated with you that you've enjoyed playing?
Well, they're all different, and I always find it hard to answer that. I don't want to say like, but they're kind of like, if I say this one I liked more than that one, then I'd be not respecting the one children that I did. It's like my children. It's silly, but that's how I feel about it. So I don't like to say which one. And there's some that I've worked much harder at in certain ways, like Raging Bull, The Mission. I'm not even thinking Cape Fear.
We got a real physical.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite, Troy? How about that?
Well, I mean, I would say Vito Corleone in The Godfather Part 2 is spectacular. But also in Taxi Driver, I mean, the character Travis Bickle, has such an intensity, a bottled sort of intensity to the character. Having played many sort of legendary gangster type characters in Casino, The Untouchables, Goodfellas, the list goes on. What is it about that genre that continues to draw you back to it?
Well, I like it. I have fun doing it. And if it's written well, I don't mind doing it. And I was not going to do it, but I was given a script by Nick Pileggi with Irwin Winkler producing, who I've done many things with, including Raging Bull. And he's directed me in a couple of movies. And Barry Levinson has directed me in a couple of movies. We all have long relationships together, and I thought, well, this would be one. And then the idea of me playing two parts, I thought, well, that makes it different. These two legendary parts in their world, Vito Genovese and Frank Costello. I thought, let me do it.
Tell me about your preparation for roles these days and what you've learned as an actor that you can put into play on a set.
Well, in Zero Day, I didn't do preparation per se. I am well aware of politicians, if you will, presidents. I've met a few of them over the years. I've seen them on television doing interviews, press conferences, being asked questions that are difficult, and then how they answer them and how they get around and how they have to then re-explain something or even sidestep it or backtrack or whatever. I've seen and understood the dilemma that they were in. You just see a lot of behavior that's very helpful and applicable to what I was doing. So